high school is not like the films. It sometimes can be, but at times you realize the movies are just make believe. That is not high school, but sometimes I go, it is like the movies. In some cases, like I'd go in hallways and I'd overhear people saying, "Oh, did you hear? Catherine did it?" And I'd be like, "Did I just hear that? I walked by. Oh no, it is like the movies." Or there'd be the girls that they'd be like, "Oh, you want to do this, do that. Oh, do this, do that. Oh," and I'd be like, "I am not hearing this. These are girls that I went on the bus with. They were nice." And all of a sudden, they just act like they're who knows. And and they'd be on the Snapchats. They'd look at me. They're like, "Hey, Blue, you wanna do this?" I'd be like, "You wanna do what?" And I'd be like, "No." And I'm not interested in that stuff. I'm not. I'd be like, because there was one girl that went to school, and I found out she became a mother at 17. I'm like. And some of the people I ran into, some of the people I reunite with, some of the people who were that bizarre are less bizarre. Sure, they've grown up, but some, they're still a little wild. And when I was reunited with one of them, she was like, I was just like, I don't do any of that anymore. Because I never did any drugs, alcohol. I did go to parties, but I was always drinking pop at parties. And they'd be like, "Oh, come on, let's go up. And I'd be like, "Oh, no, I'm comfortable downstairs. I'm comfortable right here." And they'd be like, "Oh, no, you don't do that." But there was one girl I was reunited with, and she's about to go into grade 11, and I was reunited with her, and she was like, "No, I don't, and she's better." I mean, I was like, "You were a bit out of control last time I saw you." And I didn't mean she was doing drugs or alcohol. I was just like, "You were saying some pretty odd stuff last time I saw you." She was like, "I know, I'm sorry." And I was like, "You don't do that?" And she goes, "I don't do that anymore." And she's like 17, 16. She's, it just shows that, she's changing and she's willing to change. Most of the kids I hung out with, they were, I had a mixture of people that were, the good girls, the good boys. Then there was the wilds, the crazy, the weird. And all in all, I had a blast in high school, but there were some times when girls, especially the 10th graders, that were like, "Let's do this." And all I could think of it was, no, this is going to get too much. Or, because they'd be all, you get the one girl who walks up to you. And in fact, there was this one story when this one girl walked up to me, and it was during drama class. She was like, "Open your eyes. Can't you see this is what high school is about?" I was like, "High school is not just what." She's like, "Ha! Well, what? Because your parents, look, your parents are from a different generation, okay? This is your generation. You're supposed to meet the girl. This is what high school is nowadays." I'm like, "That's your high school life, not mine." Who was she? I'd say, "Oh, that girl, she was my friend, even though she really wasn't really that friendly to me." I'd be like, "Well, that's it. So, that's all I had to say. It was time for me to let it all out, let my, secrets from high school out, things that I went through out." So, that was it. See you later. Mr. Blue's here for you.